Face the mirror?
No, face the camera. All right, y'all. Dennis here with the lovely Andy, and we're gonna actually do, well, today's Monday, but we're gonna do Tuesday's workout because I'm anticipating some questions about what singles mean. And so they literally mean just one rep, 6 sets of just one rep. But we're gonna demonstrate how to go through that and what the intent is. So we're gonna take you through the whole warm up and deadlift series for tomorrow, Tuesday the 13th. Yeah, cool. So let's do our 10 goblet squats first. And on this, we're focusing on depth, using it basically like a stretch. So take your time at the bottom, feel the good stretch, keep your feet. Anne's got great range of motion, keeping her feet flat on the ground, but she can rock a little bit. And what that's doing is just getting some extra mobility through the hips, through the ankles. Focusing really on posture, staying tall, butts getting low between the feet. I like to spend this extra time for 1 or 2 of the squats in a set of 10. But really the other 8, I'm just kind of getting through a full range of motion, not spending a ton of time so we're not, warming up our squat all day. So let's do a few just like that, yes. Nice, good pace. Focus on activation. Posture staying tight through our abs. Shoulders back and down. I always talk about back and down, right? We don't ever want to be hunched. Good posture. Awesome. Yeah. Not everybody, not Andy can basically get her butt to the ground. Not everybody's gonna be able to pull that off. And that's okay. But you should work towards it. One of the keys that allows her to do that, if you go to this side, is in order to be able to squat that low and still be balanced, the knees have to travel forward. This is one thing you might have heard is like, oh, don't let your knees go forward. But it's not insanely forward, but her knee is out past the toe. You can see that if I was to kind of put a straight line here, it goes down out in front of the toe. That's actually okay. That's old school thought that the knee has to stay vertical back behind the toe. All that's going to do is force you to bend more at the hip, which doesn't really do anything for us. Okay, so in the warm-ups, you'll see it's either 2 sets of 25 or 3 sets of 15 swings. Andy's actually recovering from an injury, so a good alternate. A lot of us aren't ready for swings yet. It's just going to be hinges. We can even use the kettlebell if we're ready for that. We can just do body weight across your arms. But we're working on keeping our posture. So tall posture, shoulders back and down. I say back down because I'm not like lifting my shoulders back, right? It's pulling them back down to the socket. And we're going to hinge. So really there should be no change in the posture. It's just a bend at the hips. The knees are soft. They're not actively bending. They're just allowed to flex as needed. Good. So she's just going to hold that kettlebell there at the sternum for a little extra weight. And really she's just trying to feel a stretch to the hamstring. Good deal. Yeah, so 2 sets of 10. So you're feeling warm. We're not going super heavy. It's like warm-ups a little bit depend on the athlete. The more weight you're gonna lift, the more reps you need to do with some lighter weights to work up to that. Andy's basically warming up with her first weight today. So we're not going super heavy, so she'll need to spend as much time with it because she's basically already prepared. So when it's 6 singles, that literally means we have 6 working sets, okay? It's always sets times reps. And a set is just 1 rep today, okay? It's not a lot. The goal with that is to find out what weight we can move, but still move it well, okay? So we've been working with this idea of always feeling light, right? Too easy, too easy, too easy. Never struggle, never fail a rep. we want to stick to that, but we also want to progress. So today's a little bit of a test day, but we're still not trying to get to failure. We're just trying to find out, where I gave this analogy of, if 5 pounds is light, we want to make 20 pounds light. Well, today's where we're going to test to kind of see if we've done that at all. We're going to find out if our light weights are actually a little heavier. So we're going to move through that. So I still want you to start. There goes an Indian club for another video. I still want you to start way too light, okay? Way too light. So let's go ahead with what is that pink weight?
18 pounds.
18 pounds, beautiful. So we're gonna start off, so 20 pounds is too light for Andy. So we're gonna find out if maybe a heavier weight is still too light today. So go ahead, just one kettlebell. And the other thing I like about this is we've got 5 kettlebells out here. That's probably the max of what most people have at home. And the pinks are set, the blues are set, and then we've got one miscellaneous heavier weight. So I'm gonna show you how we can do 6 sets where you're adding weight, technically, each set, but only with 5 kettlebells. All right, so go ahead for one.
Deadlift?
Yeah, so the deadlift is just a hinge with your arms hanging. So everything we just talked about, posture, bracing, so pulling her shoulders back and down. I talk about squeezing the armpits shut. That's going to engage that lat. Yeah, you can actually see her shoulder blades retracting back and down. Big breath in the belly, get a little tension, and then she's just going to stand up. 1. And then back down in control, okay? The movement is also putting it back down. So we don't get all set up, perfect form, pull those shoulder blades back tight, great, stand up, only to go blah, and put it back down, right? We want to maintain that rep all the way back down as well, okay? Too easy, right? All right, let's move over to a single with the blue. So how much is that now?
We are at 26.
26 pounds, so 8-pound jump.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. And so you only take as long as you need between reps. You should just feel fresh going into the next set. Some people lifting heavier weights going to need a little bit more time. The light weights, probably good to go. Let's go ahead. Same thing. Good tension. Yep. Good. Pull those shoulders back. Good. Notice how she breathed on the way up. You're always trying to fill your belly in that brace position. And you exhale on the way up. Go ahead and control the way down. Lightweight. All right, so let's do some math here. So we've got 18. So if we put these together, we've got 36. And this here, this single, is 44 pounds. So there's actually a jump in here we can make that's less weight using the kettlebells we have. So now we're going to switch over to a double kettlebell. Okay, so I know I've been prescribing double kettlebells all along, but it's really depending what you have at home, right? So today's workout, we just want to think about progressing the weights, mini jumps up through each set, okay? So that's why we started with one, so we're able to progress and make mini jumps. So we're going to now, in order to not make the biggest jump, we're going to switch over to double kettlebell deadlift with the 18s. So same thing applies. We're still going to pack those shoulders back. So from here, right, that's shoulders extended or relaxed, passive. We want to retract them. Good. Nice. Easy work. Still easy. Too easy. We went from 20 being too easy, 36 is still too easy. Today we are going to test a little, we're trying to find out. Feeling good, feeling confident. So let's switch to, I think the 44 will actually be the next weight. So we're going to go back to a single, and that's okay, okay? Just testing weight today. When you're ready. Good.
So, that feels
Felt good. So another important point with packing those shoulders and getting tension, talked about this earlier today with another client, is, we don't want to jerk and put all that load on the back. So if we're kind of loose here, we just go, right, jerk it off the ground. That's how we pull something in the low back. So if this here weighs 44 pounds, I want to put 43 pounds of pressure on it before I finally lift it up off the ground. So I'm going to I usually approach the kettlebell first of all. Take a big breath here. Get those shoulders back and down. Think about posture. Think about my belly filling up, my diaphragm expanding. Just kind of feel my abs. I'm expanding and also pressing my abs at the same time. So internally expanding from within, diaphragm, and externally squeezing those show abs, right? Those beach abs. Gonna get a good hinge at the hips. My gaze is neutral. Okay. Pulling those shoulders back, kind of squeezing the quads and the glutes a little bit, feeling that weight, and then coming up, okay? So not just loose to hard jerk. That's how I figure it back up. Get a lot of tension first, then lift. It'll be much safer, and you'll actually be able to lift more weights that way. All right, too easy. Well, last set. So 26 times 2. 50, 52? 52 pounds. We can do math here.
I hope it's 52. Now that we both
I think so. So 25 times 2 would be 50, right? So you were good.
Ish.
Okay, let's focus on form and not math.
Who needs math?
Who needs math anyway? The best, when you're not good at math, is actually how you PR. You just add wrong, and do more than you thought. Unless sometimes you get the PR guy who's thought he did 300 pounds and it was really 250. That was good.
Yeah.
That was too easy.
So feels good.
Yeah. So, was that 6 sets? I believe it was. So that's it. That's the workout, okay? If you got that far and it was still excessively easy, you're like, no, seriously, like on a scale of 1 to 10 difficulty, that was, picking up a piece of paper, math, right? Then go ahead and try a little heavier. If you don't have heavier kettlebells, if that was the final progression, then we can do, some of you didn't see this, you just hopped onto the challenge and the programming at the start of this challenge, but previous programming, we talked about actually adding speed as a stimulus instead of weight. So if you don't have any more weights, you can move that weight faster and you're still technically applying more force. And so the way we do that is with cleans or dead cleans. So maybe you want to drop back down to the pinks and we could do a dead clean. And if you can't do, and I'll share a dead clean, what that is with you guys. You could also do a single dead clean. So let's just do a single with the pink.
All right.
You feel confident with that?
No? We'll
okay. Let me know.
I was gonna say you can.
So literally, don't overthink this. You're literally just picking it up into the front back position, okay? So the movement itself, you gotta still use good form. We're just picking it up, okay? Now the goal is to do it snappy. Be snappy, okay? Right? You can throw a punch. You're not gonna get much of a workout. Or karate, they sit there and they practice their punches being snappy as possible. It's all about your intention. The effort that you put in to the movement, whatever it is, that has that intention, you're gonna get more out of it. If you're just lackadaisical, you're gonna get lackadaisical results. So let's see one.
Just the front? Or
Just to one pink to the goblet,
center?
to the goblet position for now. Good. Easy. So that would be very beginner form. Go ahead again. Yeah. And you can progress with that with a heavier weight. A more advanced option would be the single arm clean, kettlebell clean. Good. Learning how to catch here. I have a video on that. What a QE like is zipper the jacket. You're really pulling that elbow back and catching it so the bell is on the outside of your forearm and by your bicep. Yep, just there. Yep. This is the front rack position, a very important position in kettlebells. We catch cleans there, we press from there, we squat from there, we do carries from there. Very, very important position. If that was still easy, then we could go to a double kettlebell dead clean. And at this point, we're like at 10 deadlifts or 10 cleans. I'd say just end the workout, get done with the rest of it, and put a note to yourself, I need to buy a heavier kettlebell. At that point, that's where you're at. Some of us at home are actually getting into barbells, and I like that solution because if you're progressing fast, you just may not be able to buy kettlebells often enough. And if you have, another option is to buy like a really heavy kettlebell. Ish, okay? There's only so much you can do with it, but we'll talk offline. We don't need to go too hard into that right now. Let's show one for the audience and then call it a workout. Now you got this. Don't overthink it. Big breath.
Just not.
Easy work. Beautiful. And that's it. That is more than 6x1. But that's how we're progressing through these singles. We're trying to just find where our challenge point is, where our sticky point is. Actually, her getting nervous is also a very good sign for where you're at in the workout. I often tell people in the gym, when they say, how do I know if it's too heavy, right? How will I know? It's like, if you approach the bar and you have doubt, if you have fear, you know, you're actually done. You don't even need to do that rep. If you do the rep, you better not fail. Do not fail, okay? Never struggle, never fail. It's the intent, but it's also the rule, okay? But if you think there's a chance that you're gonna fail, then you're done. You figured it out. Whatever that last weight you did, that's your new weight where you wanna get really, really proficient with that and push that up so it's too light, so that you feel like you're hungry to go heavier. So instead of her being like, oh no, I'm a little nervous. That was a bad impression of you, I'm sorry. She would just be like, give it to me, right? I'm ready for it, I want it. And that's our goal, right? So we're not stressing over PRs, we're hungry to progress. Much better way to do it. Yeah. And honestly, you'll see, you'll have much more sustainable efforts. You're gonna experience less pain. You're gonna always focus on movement quality. It's a much better way to go, long term. The whole point of this is to improve our lives, not to cash out or sell our souls in the workout and then be worthless the rest of the day. So cool. I just want to make a note. So some of you are going to see the different bar hangs and holds this week. If it's outside of your ability level, no worries. Just do the passive hang or the bat wings. But I'm just throwing that out there so everybody at every different skill level has a couple different options. But good job. Thank you. Andy's always willing to demo, put herself out there. Appreciate that. And keep it up, y'all. Peace.